So this is the video tutorial for the advanced features of Swipe by wiseoldowl.slt.com. The speech and language therapy version has many advanced features, which is what sets it apart from similar apps. The settings page can be found by pressing the green button here at the bottom. You'll find a list of the default settings which you can change as you prefer before starting the assessment. The top two default settings can also be altered while you are mid-assessment, but the sound reward and results setting can only be changed from here. The default setting for vowels is turned off. This is because for most children vowels are not a problem. But if you would like to assess these, you can enable the vowels to be marked and substitutions can be made. I'll go into these in a little more detail once we go into the assessment. Prompt questions enabled. This speaks for itself. If it's turned on, it looks like this. If it's turned off, it looks like this. This is most likely to be more useful for parents and early years practitioners, but you might find it useful when you first use the assessment until you become familiar with the words you are targeting. The sound reward is added in because it's just so darn cute, but if the child is older, you can turn it off. Okay, so on to secure data. This is where other speech assessment apps fall short and government departments can't use them. Data protection is important to us, and so we always recommend you use a code to turn your iPad on in the first place to protect what's on the app. We also recommend you delete the app once it's been emailed. However, it's safe to email the reports to yourself if you use this setting. Then the report will only include the child's initials and age. This is why the report is sent as a rich text format rather than PDF, so you can edit in the details before sending them off to those on your distribution list or before updating it to your paperless notes. If you select the CHI NHS number, this will give you a box to fill out. Of course, if you have data protection mode on, it doesn't include the NHS number in the report, but simply gives you space to input this later. So, on to custom conclusions. This is the bit that might have prevented you from buying an app like this in the past, not being able to edit the report. In the default settings, there's a selection of conclusion paragraphs which you might find useful. You can also write your own if none of this selection is appropriate. However, if you would like to specifically customise your concluding paragraphs according to your departmental policies, you can do that here. So the default settings are these: putting the child on the waiting list, regular reviews, whether they're to be monitored or discharged. There is an abbreviation for each paragraph which is reflected here. So if you want to edit, simply tap on the pencil to change the paragraph. If you would like to delete any of the options, simply put them in the bin. And if you've made so many changes and you just want to go back to how it was in the beginning, you can restore the default settings here. So if we go into the assessment now, I can show you the nifty features available. The default setting is if the child is sitting next to you, but if they're sitting opposite you, you can tap Swap Pictures and the photo will face the child. You can see the target word is blurred so as not to cue the child in. As soon as the word has been said, tap anywhere in the picture to reveal the word. So a little bit about vowels. The vowels are based on an RP accent. If they are said differently, you can either mark it as wrong if you would not expect this as a regional dialect, e.g. grass was said as grouse, for example, or if it is an acceptable substitution, for example it's their own regional dialect, tap, hold and slide up. This will then not be marked as an error in the report. Finally, you can mark the word on the side here to indicate whether it was imitated, whether there was no response, if the word should be deleted from the assessment, or if the word needs to be blurred again. The word will not be included in the assessment unless it has been revealed. This gives the opportunity to only assess target sounds. So that's the end of the video tutorial for the advanced settings of Swipe. You're now ready to use the assessment. Don't forget you can contact us through the website wiseoldowl.slt.com or by pressing here on the information button.